Hi, my gorgeous friends, and a very happy Saturday to you. Sorry that I missed you last week. If you caught the video that I published this past Wednesday, then you already know the whole story. But basically, long story short, we all had the flu here. It was not fun. On my weight loss portion, oh my goodness gracious, I was so sick. I lost 8 pounds in a week. So yeah, that's not a good way to lose weight. I do not recommend doing it that way. And even after then, it took a while for my appetite to come back. So I really wasn't eating until like about Tuesday this past week, Monday or Tuesday, I started to really feel like I wanted to eat again. So that's been quite a trying time. And unfortunately, through all this, I haven't exercised at all, obviously. So hopefully I can get back into that today as you're watching this. Maybe I'll be able to get to the gym on Saturday and get back into that. So yeah, a little bit of a setback there, but other than that, everything else has been going really well. I'm still motivated. I'm still determined. I still am staying focused on the goal at hand. I hope that you are too. Feel free to share your update below as well. Not much else to really discuss within today's vlog with you. Ace is here playing on the floor, having a grand old time playing with those toys that you have over the top of him. And he's doing much better, thankfully. Gia is coming out of it. You poor baby, hang on a second. Okay, all right, you're going to sit in my lap. Can you sit there? Yeah, can you sit there while I finish this, huh? Can you? Like I was saying, Gia is coming out of it, thankfully. She is recovering. She doesn't have that fever anymore. She doesn't have that lethargicness about her, and I'm getting there. I'm feeling a lot better these days. I'm still waiting on my voice to come back 100%. It's still not there completely, so I just have to give it time, I guess. But yeah, we're all starting to feel better around here, huh? So this is a rather short vlog since I don't really have anything new to share with you. And actually our sitter has been out sick this entire week. Not with the flu, thankfully, because I would have felt really bad if she would have caught the flu, but she had a really bad sinus infection. So she hasn't been here all week. So it's just been me and the kiddos and trying to film around them, which it's been pretty easy. Yeah, hasn't it? Yeah, because Gia's sleeping right now and Ace you're pretty easy to film around still, yeah. So thankfully the recipe I'm sharing with you in this video was pre-recorded a couple weeks ago, so I already had it in reserves, thankfully. So I'm going to be showing you today a pan-licking good chicken recipe that is one of those that will absolutely, I mean, you literally want to lick the pan after you try this one. Like you would think when you try this that it's going to be loaded with calories, but it's not. And just to give you the nutrition facts on this recipe, I'll have it linked for you below from the website where I found it. And it's been one of those dishes that I have made at least 3 times already. My husband has specifically requested it again this week because it is that good. So trust me, you're going to love it. And it's pretty easy to make. That's usually what I look for in a recipe, is how easy is it to make, how good does it taste, and is it going to make me fat? So this answers all those questions in a positive way, and no, it will not make you gain weight. What I love the most about this recipe is that it is a 1-pan recipe, which means you only need 1 pan to make everything, which requires very little cleanup afterwards, and there's no need to have 5 different pans on the stove, because I don't know about you, but recipes like that exhaust me. It's also a very limited ingredient list that you'll need to make this recipe too. So first thing you'll need is heavy whipping cream. You only need about 4 ounces for this recipe. 1 lime, cilantro, chicken cutlets of any kind. I'm using this right here. They are the thinner kind because I feel like they cook a little bit more evenly. You will also need 2 cloves of garlic and shallots or onions. I like to use shallots because I feel like they hold their flavor much better, and they are a prebiotic, which means they feed the good bacteria in your gut. So anytime that I can cook with shallots in place of onions, I always do. I love them. But you can also use onions, it's really up to you. You will also need chicken broth, or in my case, vegetable broth. That's usually what I use when I'm cooking. You can also use water, but I find that when you add a broth to this recipe, it gives the chicken chicken a really nice flavor. So let me show you how to make this pan licking good recipe, because I don't care how well mannered you are going to want to lick the pan after you try this one. Go ahead and turn our pan on to medium high heat here. Spray the pan with some olive oil.
And your family.
And your family, yep. And then once you have that pan heated up, go ahead and add your chicken. And then we'll go ahead and add some salt to the chicken. You can also add pepper, but I'm not a big pepper fan, so I usually only use salt. And then while we're waiting on that to brown, we'll go ahead and cut up our shallots. I don't know what it is about shallots, but they are so much stronger compared to onions. They make me tear up so badly. My dad tried teaching me for years how to dice, and I just never got the hang of it, so this is what works for me. Special thank you to my friends, by the way, who recommended I use tongs for chicken. Great idea, thank you. And also to the people who commented about the chicken releasing itself from the pan once it's browned. That was a very good tip, so thank you so much for sharing that with me. If you have other cooking tips in the future, please feel free to share. I'm always learning something new. Okay. Pretty well browned at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the pan and move it onto a plate. And then I'm going to take 2 cloves of garlic, put them in my little garlic peeler. I love this thing. I got it at Williams-Sonoma, and it's so great for peeling garlic instantly. And while I'm here, I'll go ahead and mince some cilantro. And this is a mezzaluna. I used to put Jet to sleep as a baby. It was the funniest thing. Every time I would chop herbs, he would end up falling asleep to the sound of it. Now, this recipe only calls for 2 tablespoons of cilantro, but I always estimate. I don't ever really measure, especially when it comes to herbs and onions. So feel free to add what you feel is appropriate for you. Putting our pan back on the heat here, I'm going to turn it back up to medium-high heat, add some more olive oil spray. We're going to add the shallots to the pan. And then we're going to mince the garlic and add that. Such a nifty little tool. I love this thing. There is no better smell than fresh garlic and shallots sauteing in a pan. It's just, oh, I love it. Once you have those sauteed up, then you can add 1 cup of your broth. And add the cilantro. And then you also want to add your lime. And then after this, you want to turn up the heat to a higher setting, a medium-high setting. So you want to get a very gentle boil going. And the recipe says about 8 minutes, but I tend to estimate it based on how it's looking. You want to reduce this almost by half.
Mom.
What, baby?
Want to see yours?
Okay, wait 1 minute, okay? And in my experience with this recipe so far, the few times I've made it, that's about the kind of boil that you want to get going there. And that's about as far as I will reduce the sauce down to, and then add in 4 ounces of the heavy whipping cream. Now also note that the recipe says you can use yogurt, but I read in the comments that the yogurt can curdle when you use it, so I would not use that as a substitution. A lot of people said they used sour cream in place of heavy whipping cream and they still got really great results, so just keep that in mind. And then I'm going to go back and add the chicken into the sauce. is so good. My husband is gonna be so excited that I'm making this. And then just let the flavors marinate in here. Hey, what are you doing? Oh my goodness. I hope you found this helpful today. Feel free to share your progress below. We are in it together. I love that so many of you have been joining me on this journey, and I'm looking forward to continuing it. Next week, I'm going to be showing you a salmon recipe with an avocado salsa on top. Oh my gosh, this is, it's simply divine. It's another one of those recipes that I made up just with simple ingredients that I happen to have on hand, and it's become a new staple in our household, one that we eat constantly. So I know that you'll love that one too. I wish you a wonderful week ahead, very productive, stay motivated, stay determined, focused. Again, feel free to share your results, your progress below. Would love to hear where you are and how you're doing in your weight loss journey also. And look forward to seeing you again next week.